So let's look at this little exchange that happened, and I want your take on this, Craig, once we see it. But this is some are saying this is a pretty big blow up Trump had. A little, he got triggered. Let's pun intended. He got a little triggered. At least give her a little credit, that follow up where she said, "Oh, why would you think I'm talking about you?" I think that was a nice little job there. But for the most part, this just looks like this is the game he likes playing. He likes making this a right and left liberal media. Absolutely. Versus me, right? This is what he likes. So let's get back. You guys remember the 37 felonies? Let's get back to that. Right? Is that what's happening here?
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly. I mean, we said this before, and I think I used the quote that Donald Trump is to the Republican Party what Bernie Sanders is to the Democratic Party. He's the sheep herder to bring him back in, keep it all divisive. And you are right. Like we're talking about all these things that are going on now with this assassination. We're not talking about those Epstein files. Oh, by the way, has it been 24 hours? Has the Ukraine war ended yet? None of this stuff is ever talked about. It's been pushed aside. This is something that Gore Vidal talked about. He said we live in the United States of amnesia, and that's why they continue to play this game where they're just dancing all over the place, one thing after another. And it's distraction gate as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I mean, that's still the rhetoric that's going on, and we, I hate to say that we have to push back on the theocratic religious part of this whole situation. You notice that every time that Caroline Levitt's up there about to speak, she's wearing the little cross over there too as well.
Yeah.
You see all these, this is all coming into play. Everything we're seeing right now, they're going to the lowest forms of low-informed people, right? The lowest informed people, as well as, the low-hanging fruit to try to keep people divided. I mean, that's all they're trying to do. Everything in the news cycle usually has when you have situations like this, I mean, Matt, you did play the part where he said, they go after a lot of great people. They try to kill a lot of great people out there, so that's why they're trying to kill me, because I've been doing so many great things, whatnot. I mean, you talk about a lack of being humble. You know what I'm saying? Like, this doesn't embody the American person. This embodies the dumbest person out there, the people who want to be on American Idol but really can't sing. They want to be a star, want to be a wrestler. This embodies everybody's wishes in the most weakest, vulnerable side. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're tapping into. We're at that point of control where we're going for the lowest denominator, the dumbest people out there. And that's who's still, voicing their opinions out there right now. The confirmation bias is off the charts, but this is what Donald Trump wants. This is why he was brought in specifically for this reason right here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And, we're looking at the team around this it's a false flag operation. That's what it is. And they planned it. They structured it. We're looking at this team, and I just like we're seeing the speediness. Like, the American people want answers quickly. They don't want details. They don't want questions answered. They want to get through this thing. But as this is happening, yes, you get the White House ballroom. You get the distraction from Iran. You get more surveillance state. You get a lot of things. You get the left-right battle back in gear. We're right back to the Biden versus Trump. Judicial system taking down the guy that's trying to take on the deep state. So you get all of that. But throughout it all, they do make mistakes. And this one, I just see a little sloppiness here when it comes to how the security handled it. And we know with Kash Patel leading this speediness right now, Craig, it's like this is another Charlie Kirk disaster waiting to happen, where they just can't get their text messages right. They can't get things right. And we'll start with this. I just want to put this one out here because again, this was left over from last segment, but I want your take on this. We're talking about the FBI telling us why we might lose evidence, like AKA bullets get lost on crime scenes. We're gonna tell us this. Blanche, the FBI acting director, is going to tell us this right here.
Fired their weapon 5 times. Was that the only officer who discharged a firearm?
I want to be very careful in answering that question, because this is when you do ballistics evidentiary collection and research, it is very complicated. So when you fire a bullet, the bullet ends up somewhere. Sometimes you find it, sometimes you don't. And so from that, with that qualifier, we believe right now that there was 5 shots fired from the same firearm.
5 shots fired from the same firearm. None of them hit the actual dude. Here's Trump tweeting this out. There he is. There's Cole Allen being detained. Somehow he ends up with his shirt off on his bed. There's no blood. There's no one got shot here. So I guess they're really bad with the shots, but he's setting a table a precedent of we won't even be able to, because we already saw this. We saw the public, a lot of people got fooled on Charlie Kirk, and they go, oh yeah, this one guy pulled it off, and bullets don't match guns, and timelines don't match, but we don't care. We're just going to tell it to you because the American people want speediness, and that's why you got Cash doing his same old thing again, and the FBI acting director's telling you, don't worry if we mix up some of our evidence along the way, because again, it's all about speediness, not about accuracy. Let me add to that, because we looked at the security cam. And something seems really weird about it. Here we got the actual security camera. Hold on, let me find this one. 1 second here. So something is very bizarre about the security, because of watching Cole Allen run through, and to say that he's going to end up in that position on the floor with his shirt off. It's just something doesn't really line up about this at all. So let me just grab the right one here. I think this is it. Okay, here we go. We got the security cam. Here it is. So that's him running through, apparently, fully clothed. The first thing I'm noticing about this, Craig, is that, and we'll play that one more time. It goes pretty quick, but what I'm noticing about this, and there he is, fully clothed, running through, and I don't know how you run through like that.
You need a ballroom, Matt. This would have never happened in a ballroom.
Guess what comes with the ballroom besides fine china for Lindsey Graham? What also comes with the ballroom is better security footage. Really weird that the camera seems to really suck. This is really funny, because we noticed that somebody put this up, said this footage is worse than my Ring camera from Amazon. So there's your Ring camera. So if you want to get a clearer shot, you better just go to your next door neighbor's house and say, hey, can I check out some? If you really want to watch somebody run by, and that's pretty funny how they have the
but you can't do that anymore on the Ring camera, because the Ring camera is set to map every place to find the dogs that are missing. So
the dogs, that's right.
The dogs are missing. You got to come on now.
The guy runs by, like you can actually see the guy in this one. That's pretty funny.
It's much cleaner than
yeah. But here's a breakdown of why there's also some issues with this. From Christina Hallberg, what she says is the security footage in quotations from the WHCD is being pushed like it's real, but it doesn't hold up and appears to be partially AI generated, which is a thing. Guys, just so you know, when we talk about AI, it's not all or nothing. You can take real footage and you can mess with it. And you can also make a lot of mistakes when you're doing that. And that's what people are noticing. So let's look at this. If there's something or nothing here, Craig, this is what people are noticing. There are glaring inconsistencies all over. Cole Allen eats an entire pizza box into his head. There's frame issues. There's a cop wrestling with himself. There's moving anomalies. There's artifacts that don't line up. It's so subtle, but why would they do this to make it look engineered? So the real question is, why even release something like this that's so obvious? Well, here's the answer: because it feeds a pattern. It keeps people in constant state of confusion and fight or flight. It keeps them reacting instead of thinking. And then you get this. This is key. The split audience that you get from this, because it's so sloppy. Half the people are questioning this stuff, saying none of this lines up, all the inconsistencies. And then there's the other half who they blindly accept anything presented to them. And what does that divide create? It keeps us at each other's throats, and that's the mechanism, and that's why they do. That's why it's sloppy. I tend to agree
agents of chaos.
Agents of chaos.
Agents of chaos. It's part of the whole cabal. Their symbolism and signs and positions for people, and that's what Donald Trump is an agent of chaos. That's the thing that guy Dugan, right? He had that same symbol of agent of chaos, the ones that everybody kind of loves right now, the Russian that they, but these agents of chaos work, amongst the global elite, the cabal of the elite, and that's what's going on. So they understand the mindset there too as well. And look the way everybody's just kind of uber fixated on this right now. You know what's not on the news? And I said this the other day when I was on with Karen Kwiatkowski, Colonel Karen Kwiatkowski. I know you're going to have her on the show, and that's going to be amazing when you do have a chance. But we were talking about this stuff the other day. It's just that I'm not so amazed by what's talked about on what do you call it, mainstream media, Fox News and MSN now and CNN and all these other channels and News Nation and Newsmax. I'm so amazed about what's not talked about on the mainstream news. I mean, there was zero mention of Gaza the other day, you know, and now we're down to bombing less. I think it's around 20 people a day over there we're killing now. We're down from that number of 50. You know, I know people want to say and blame Israel for doing it, but it's American weapons. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not even talked about. It's not even spoken about. Lebanon, barely talked about, which probably this Iran war could be a good cover for the fact that Israel is just destroying southern Lebanon and telling people they can't come back. They're occupying that land over there right now during a ceasefire, which is, we said this before, there's no such thing as a ceasefire because Israel will never cease to fire. So, I mean, there's so much that's going on, but this is all agency of chaos. And that's why this thing is pumped in our head right now. And of course, once again, they'll use it as an excuse to infringe further on our civil liberties and give themselves more spying power. That is what's going on in real time. And they can be so sloppy about it. You were talking about they're clumsy. They are clumsy, Matt. These people, they don't even give a shit. They don't even care. We deserve better psyops. I'm going to say this again. We're not even getting good psyops anymore. It's laziness at this point. They don't care because people are so consumed and so checked out and such a tribal mindset, right? The tribalism, right? The tribal mentality. It is there and they know that and they don't even have to freaking spend much time before they go on to the next act. It's like the movie Wag the Dog. What's the next scene? What's the next chapter? Let's just write it in now, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is totally Wag the Dog, just playing out over and over again, sequel after sequel. And we're going to get, and you guys watching the show, you know, we're going to get to Iran. We're going to get to Lebanon and Gaza. We don't stop talking about Gaza on this show. But giving you guys some tools you can use when you get into your little, you know, dinner time debates or, you know, office, you know, arguments or whatever. People are trying to dismiss you because you have some sort of critique beyond just right versus left, that you have something you're looking at, a deeper mechanism, as that last Twitter user put on there, that to look at that, why would they make this so sloppy? So just know that there's a reason. We'll just end this segment with this. I just want to show this one Twitter user had put this narrated this video just to give you guys something to think about when you're watching this stuff, and then we'll get on to the really important stuff on the next segment. But just check this out right here.
AI. Look at the people disappear carrying pizza boxes over here, disappearing through. Look at this person on the ground. Watch this person on the ground with us. This is fun AI shit. Look at just laying here. This pizza box guy's coming in. Disappears with the pizza box. There, this guy's carrying a pizza box all of a sudden. Look at. This is how you know AI is fake. Or you watch it all. This guy disappears. Oh yeah. The funniest part is this officer. What's he doing on his knees on the ground? Look at this guy. Look, he's on the ground. What's going on here? Anyways, this guy is tackling nobody. It was a pizza box. Like, what is happening? This is so fake. Anyways, AI, it even says AI. Okay.
So that's the theater set that we live in, film set we live in, and it's just it's bread and circuses, and this is the circus part of the formula. That's what we're getting, and that's it. So when you know, people are over it. You can't really do anything about it. It's not like you can evoke any change from this, but it just helps you guys just detect it a little better. And we're gonna have more and more of this AI slop in our faces. So just get a little more aware of that. And what do we do about it? I don't know. Just keep having conversations, I guess. Tell people to stop. Just for crying out loud, for the love of God, stop it with the red-blue battle. That's not. We're beyond that now. This is the people versus the power. That's what we're going on.